Oh, we have the heavy hitter here. Oh no. Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, DK News, Danny Kim. Today we have lots and lots of hot-ass tea. First off, we have an unknown artist beating BTS, IU, and Zico in Korean music charts.
I thought beating. Because the second news is J Park getting beaten and slapped by Brian Ortega, UFC fighter.
Last but not least, we have a Tupac musical coming to Korea with an all-Korean cast and everybody's mad. And on to the first news. So an artist named OVAN is beating BTS, IU, and Zico in the top Korean music charts.
They are temporarily.
No, they still are.
Well, not on the melon charts.
Okay, fine. On Genie, they're still beating. So
Genie's irrelevant.
We have a very heartwarming underdog story, something very rare in K-pop's scene. Today, on March 5th, a relatively unknown hip-hop artist named OVAN released a song called I Need You. And he beat out the top Korean acts like BTS, IU, and Zico and hit #1 on Genie and Naver Vibe and is still topping the charts there. He's still above them. Anyway, beating big names with good music, that's just a great feat and a heartwarming story for this small artist. But this is not what many listeners thought, as they weren't convinced by his rise to the top. Allegations of 사재기 arose as the artist hadn't done any promo and has only about 200,000 views on YouTube, which is like,
I saw that too.
That seems a little weird. Now, this isn't the first time he's faced allegations about 사재기, as his 2018 song 20 was met with such claims as well when it suddenly popped out of nowhere.
뭐야 이게? 어딨어? 어딨어? 뭐야? 25위야! 25위야! 야 25위야 지금! 야 지금 25위야! 25위!
On March 6th, OVAN responded on Instagram saying, I don't want to be hurt. I am not lying. I'll try my best. Of course, this wasn't going to satisfy anybody who was questioning him. And on the 8th, he posted another Instagram story saying, I am hurt. I am sad. I didn't become #1 because I wanted to. Please let me live.
Wow,
he didn't want that place, but you guys gave it to him, yo. The people have chosen. And we're not going to make a judgment on this because we don't want to get our asses sued.
We don't know the truth.
Even if we do know the truth, we don't want to get our asses sued.
But we can make speculations.
No, we don't want to get our asses sued.
I can.
Okay, well, you can go get your ass sued. However, I will say this. You got to listen to the song. Have you listened to the song?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's actually really good, guys.
I actually liked this guy even before this song.
Really?
Yeah, I knew pretty much of his songs.
Are you his friend?
No.
Anyway, let us know what you think if, this is 사재기 or not. Yeah, is this 사재기? Speculate.
No, I don't think it's 사재기 because first of all, we agreed that the song is good, and also
but he came out of nowhere, man.
I don't think it's 사재기 because like all the streamers focus on the melon charts because that's the most
like
relevant
the
main charts.
Yeah.
So like I would say like maybe there might be a demographic difference on the Genie or like the other what do you say Genie or
Vibe.
What? Vibe. Well, I never even heard of Vibe.
Vibe people use Vibe.
Yeah, I don't think this is 사재기. I don't think so.
Okay, I'll save my words.
Yeah, it's the irrelevancy of the charts that make it happen. So like they can beat BTS or Zico any song challenge on Genie or Vibe.
Okay, on to the next news.
So J Park got slapped by Brian Ortega. This is so random, and it's still trending on Naver right now.
Yeah.
ESPN reporter Ariel Helwani tweeted that Korean music artist J Park, who served as Jung Chan-sung's translator during this recent appearance on the show, was slapped by Brian Ortega during tonight's event. Park tells me a scuffle ensued and then broken up. Ortega took issue with Park's translation on the show. Park told me Ortega went up to him while Korean Zombie went to the bathroom with Jung Chan-sung and asked if he was J Park. Park said yes, and according to Park, Ortega open palm slapped him. So the context of this goes up to the UFC Busan match that was supposed to be held last year, December 21st, and Ortega versus Korean Zombie Jung Chan-sung fight was supposed to happen until Ortega got injured and couldn't participate. So after the canceling of the event, the two didn't seem like they had any issues until Jung Chan-sung, the Korean Zombie, threw some trash talk towards Ortega, such as Ortega ran away or ducked him already. So afterwards, Ortega showed irritation by stating that an injury and ducking are two different things, which is
I
true.
agree, yeah.
Yeah, this was his full tweet, and you can see that he said he would slap the shit out of Jay Park when they met.
Yeah.
But Korean Zombie took it lightly, mocking Ortega by saying, let's see if he can really do that in real life. And the UFC even asked if we needed a guard, and I said that we won't need one because it won't happen. Apparently, Ortega kept his word at the end. And there are mixed reactions towards Ortega's behavior right now. Many say it's foolish, childish, unprofessional of him to go slap a non-fighter and a mere translator. And some say that Ortega is a man of his word. And others are saying that
both are true.
Yeah, others are saying that this is a common fighting scene show where they are all putting on together to gain drama and justification for a rematch.
Which I think is the correct translation of this.
I don't know. So what are your thoughts on this Ortega's behavior and the overall scene?
Okay, I think this is a show. Well, first of all, there's no video. It just seems like something to build up anticipation for it's a story, right? It's very common in like wrestling and even the UFC. A lot of UFC fans are criticizing this because they think it's fake, right? And they think like, oh, the UFC has turned into the WWE. It's like a fucking show now.
No, I think it's not a show.
Okay,
because like I don't think Jay Park's ego would allow that in the first place, being slapped.
Jay Park's a cool dude, and honestly, like being slapped by a fighter, that's not an ego loss.
No, man. I don't think he would risk the reputation or image loss because he's like this cool hip-hop dude. For Ortega, I think it's really not cool to actually slap or fight a non-fighter, like a translator. Like, the fact that Ortega went up to Jay Park when Chung Chan-sung wasn't there, like when he went to the bathroom, that's like a chicken move. And oh shit, am I gonna get...
You might get slapped.
Oh my god.
Well, be careful.
So if this is true, I think Ortega should get a penalty or disciplinary action from the UFC.
It's not gonna happen.
For his behavior, because it's super unprofessional, like slapping an ear.
So we'll know if this is a show or not if some actual legal action.
Exactly. So if Jay Park sues him. So breaking news right now, Jay Park actually put out a statement. Well, AOMG did. It is true that Ortega had like something with him, and he didn't say slapped. Maybe he didn't want to use that word. Because of the security's fast measures, Ortega got kicked out, and right now the artist has no like injury. So
Jay Park's fine, thank God.
Yeah, that's the announcement.
On to the next news. We have the heavy hitter here.
Oh no.
Oh no. A Tupac musical with an all-Korean cast causes controversy and fire. Oh no, what now? A Korean musical about Tupac called All Eyes on Me is set to have its pre-sale of tickets on March 10th. The musical follows the media feud between Tupac and Biggie in the late 90s in the hip-hop scene, the whole West Coast, East Coast thing, that eventually led to the shooting and death of the two rappers. Now, this isn't a very big production by any means, but has managed to get a lot of publicity thanks to the fact that it has an all-Korean cast.
That's not good publicity.
An online petition titled "Stop Production on the Korean Casted Tupac Musical" started at change.org last week, stating Tupac's entire legacy was built on the foundation of Black pride, and to have a non-Black person play him is an insult to his legacy and everything he stood for. We have tried to reach out to the production company and actors in the production, but they are not interested in hearing the concerns the Black people have. Their dismissal of Black voices proves us that the production will not honor Tupac's legacy, so we are coming together to ask the company to stop production. About 3,000 people have signed the petition. More have gone to social media directly criticizing the production company and the actors of the musical. So like it's a whole like big thing in Instagram and Twitter. Now the rapper Yoonbi, who is playing the role of Biggie Smalls, has stated on his social media that the musical has no intentions of offending Black people and will not be doing blackface nor having any racial slurs inside. And he also stated,
"So I don't understand why so many Black folks are so angry that I'm portraying Biggie Smalls. At the end of the day, it's with good intent. Like, as a hip-hop artist, it's more than an honor, and I'm very humbled and blessed to even portray such a figure. Let's all just relax for a bit and take a step back and look at the situation objectively. It's a musical that's portraying the Black people's struggle in a positive light, without any racial slurs, without any demeaning or derogatory connotations, without any blackface makeup. You know, it's meant for an Asian audience with an Asian cast.
The production company for the musical, called Link Company and Seoul, also put out a statement stating, "We have no intentions to disrespect Black people and the culture, and that the musical is fiction based on story between Tupac and Biggie. We just wanted to bring up a media problem that 2 artists' deaths might be caused by virtual images created by the media. This issue is still applicable to us in today's life. Sometimes we become the perpetrators of the media violence on our own. This is the message we are sharing through the performance. It is not what you are worried about." Of course, people did not change their opinions on this musical, and they still demanded the play to be taken down. Eventually, the company did respond, actually. They did make a few changes, and judging from the synopsis that has been put up right now, it seems like they are no longer referring to Tupac and Biggie as Tupac and Biggie, but rather as Roka and Killa B.
Who's that?
They made them into fictional characters.
They just changed the names.
Yeah, they didn't change the story, I don't think. So what are your thoughts on this all-Korean Tupac musical? I'm gonna just do a 3-minute debate here.
Do we have to do a 3-minute debate on this? Because like I think it's gonna get escalated a little bit. So
Fine. Okay, you're scared.
Well, I'm not scared of my opinion.
Okay.
I'm scared of your opinion. So
Okay,
that's why you have to go first to be rational.
Okay. So I don't want to be denying any of the criticism or judging people's frustrations towards this incident. I think like that's not mine to judge. I'm just gonna try to like express this from my point of view, if that matters. So some random ass Korean guy. I'm not important, guys. First of all, it will be a little bit difficult to find a Black actor in Korea who acts in fluent Korean as well as sings and dances in a musical, especially for a small production like this where it's in Taeyangno, which is like and it's a small theater, right? So they're probably not going to have the biggest budget in the world to bring in really talented people. Most of the American population that do come to Korea come here to teach English or to study, so they're not really the place where actors come here to make their dreams come true. So I understand why people might be frustrated and asking for Black actors to be on this musical, but it's not as easy as you would be if you were to make this musical in America, where there's a lot of different ethnicities. And also there's a lot of criticism about how this musical is stealing and basically degrading these 2 artists. But personally, I would feel like the people that are making a musical about these 2 artists, these 2 figures, will be the ones to appreciate them the most, because in Korea, honestly, like Tupac and Biggie, the OG hip-hop people, they're not really well known as much as maybe the recent generations of hip-hop artists. And to make a musical about these figures who probably aren't like the most recognizable or the most marketable tells me that they actually really appreciate them more so than probably the regular Korean person or anybody else, really. Personally, what I'm offended by is I feel like
offended by something.
Yeah, I feel like they shouldn't have changed the names.
Oh yeah.
Because if they were gonna change the names, like that seems like such a half-assed
at
way.
least stick to your point.
Right. If you're really respecting these artists, then just stick to it. Exactly. If you really think you are respecting these artists, it seems like it's not the best.
If you guys are making this whole outroar, we'll just change the name.
Yeah, Happy Now. Well, now you don't even get Tupac and Biggie. Happy Now.
Exactly.
It seems like that.
It seems like that.
I'm gonna see this play and see how they handle things.
He means no harm.
Yeah, I don't mean any harm.
No disrespect.
And I also understand why people are angry too.
Yeah, me too. Like we're talking about Tupac and Biggie, and they're like icons, very historic figures we're talking about, and they're tied to so many cultural things. And the whole legacy of Tupac, as the people said, it's like totally based on these very social terms like racism or discrimination or poverty or police brutality and like all these things that happened in the Black community. And he talks a lot about drugs, guns, and all that kind of stuff as well. And I was thinking about this and I'm like, do we have like a single aspect of that in our culture? And I'm like, we don't have anything in our culture that is similar to like that. Yeah. We have never a homogeneous society that has no racism, no drugs, no guns, no like cruelty from like other races and stuff like that. So I don't know, like I don't think it's the best idea for Koreans to be playing a very historic and iconic figure that resembles that idea and culture itself. So
I don't think it'll be the best play.
It's not.
So I think there's a lot of misconceptions about this musical. I'm not in any way supporting or I don't really care about the musical, but I read the synopsis. It's mainly focused on the media feud.
Right.
So I think what they realized was, of course, they can't talk about like the black struggle, and they don't know. We can't like relate to that. They rather focus on the media whole feud that was fueling all of this, because I think that's actually a relatable thing to Korean society in Korea. And I'll definitely go see the musical and tell you guys what it's about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for DK News. Hope we're not canceled by now. If we aren't,
Well, I
and
mean, it's just it's just an opinion, and it's just like
opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Just don't call us coronavirus or something like that.
We're having a hard time too. Let's look out for each other, spread love. Go watch our OOG Explain, because like
it's good.
There's better things to do than throw like useless hate at each other in the world.
Go change our lives on patreon.com/DKDKTV by supporting us, and we'll see you guys next time.
That's not the conclusion.
Bye.